Hi again, here we are to talk about HTML and CSS. And in this video, what I'd like to talk about is absolute and relative position. And this video will focus on relative position, okay? So let's do an example. I'm going to make a div and call it class main. And then inside this div, I'm going to make another div and give it the class name box. That's a great name, isn't it? And now that I've got, one item inside another, maybe I'll make another item down here, and I'll give this guy a class name called, I don't know, footer or something, right? Okay, let's style these three boxes. So now notice these two boxes are siblings, and so one should stack on top of the other, and this box here is a child of main, and so it should be, it should fill main and be inside of the main box, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to give main a style. Why don't we call it, I don't know, let's make it width of 900 pixels and give it a background color. Oops, not back face, but background color of red, and maybe we'll do margin auto just to put it in the middle, right? And then box, so let's say dot box, and we'll give box a width of 300 pixels and a height of 300 pixels and a background color of black. Okay, and then this other box down here, the footer, let's give it a a width. Actually, we won't give it a width, it'll just go all the way across the page. Yeah, why not, right? But we'll give it a height so it actually appears as something on the screen. Let's make it like 200 pixels tall and give it a background color so we can identify it. And I'll just choose one of these random colors here. Let's make it aquamarine, right? Okay. So anyway, so there we go. So let's see what that looks like without position. Okay. So the default position setting is static. So these guys are all static positioned. Okay, there we go. So here's my red box here, 900. There's the black box that's inside. It's 300 by 300. And then here's this aquamarine box at the bottom. And so the two boxes that are siblings, they stack one on top of the other. So if this red one was taller, it would push the green one down further. If the black one, if the black one is actually setting the height of the red one because it's inside it. And so the taller the black one gets, the more it's going to push the red one down, which pushes the green one down, right? Okay, so what happens if we introduce relative position? So let's position the black box with relative first. So let's do position, relative, okay? And when I test this, nothing happens, right? Okay, so relative position doesn't really do anything yet, but as soon as you set the position property to relative, then that opens up, that you can now use left, top, right, and bottom property, right? So these four properties, left, top, right, and bottom, allow you to move a box based on its edges, okay? You can't use these unless you've set position to something other than static, okay? So let's say left. What if I make the left 30 pixels? What happens? Whoa. So the box moves 30 pixels to the left. So left is saying, hey, make sure the left edge of the box moves 30 pixels to the left. Okay? So we're positioning it from the left edge. What if I did this? What if I said what if I said top now? Okay? So this is an important one. What if I said top of 40 pixels? Okay, and this one will start to tell us really what's going on here. Okay, so I'll refresh and you'll see the black box moves down, right? So what's happening here, right? Well, you'll notice that it doesn't move the green one. So really what happens is the computer or the browser lays out the page as it normally would without any position property. And then when you're using relative position, after the layout is totally complete, then it moves the object that is relatively positioned. It just moves it and it ignores everything else. So that's why this one overlaps the other one. It doesn't move it out of the way. It doesn't change the height of the red one or the container. It just moves it 30 pixels to the left and 40 pixels down. Okay? So if there was something inside this green one right here, then the black one would just cover it up. It wouldn't push it out of the way or anything. Okay? So relative position, just that's the rule. Like if you apply relative position, imagine everything is laid out normally, and then after it's laid out, you can move an object a little bit to the left or the right or whatever, right? Okay, and you can position something with the bottom and the right also, so you can move it left, top, right, or bottom. It's kind of easiest to think in the left and the top. Okay, so I'll usually use those because it's easy to kind of position everything off the upper left corner, right? Okay, so anyway, there's a quick introduction to relative position.